The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's and the Garavogue Bar.
No, you see.
Sorry,
Well, what's wrong?
I didn't get you beer.
Yeah, okay, we'll get. First of all,
Drink responsibly.
I drink a lot more responsible than you do. I'm a lot more responsible about my drinking habits than you are.
Yeah.
But that just comes with the seniority, not by age, but just by maturity.
Far more senior.
Your maturity is working backwards.
It is.
You came out very mature, but you're actually getting less mature as the years go by.
No, I've always been very less mature.
Almost in a kind of a renaissance or a renegade even.
Yeah.
I'm fucking going to...
Well, it's actually,
you're in your punk stage now, where you?
Yeah, I'm drinking a tin of Budweiser. A big tin of Budweiser.
Yeah, but you're drinking Budweiser like you're about to go playing darts on a Friday night in Casablancas. Why are you drinking Budweiser?
Well, my mother-in-law bought us 12 lovely tins, or maybe it was 8 tins. But
it doesn't matter, 12 or 8, Ray, you drank them all.
Oh no, I've done the thing that I hate people doing.
Yeah.
Where
I
they
wonder
focus
was
on,
this? Yeah.
what was that fella's name now?
So,
I don't care, get on with the story.
So I went out Friday night at 7:30, or was it 25 to 8? No, I think it was 25 past 7 actually. It is awful. You're like, we just tell the story. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter 8 or 12 tins. You drank them all.
I've drank them all, but this is the last of them, and I didn't have one for you.
For what live show though?
There are live show. The one that we did in the Hawk as well.
So she bought us beers for us.
Yeah, and I drank them.
You drank every one of them.
Which is why I'm immature and you're not so much.
Why do you have to? Because we've obviously, fair play to the White Hag, right? You usually give us stuff, right? Yeah. But why do you have to have a drink on this? Let's get down to the nitty gritty of it.
I don't know.
Do you feel like you have to need
And
a
in
drink?
fairness, I do find, listening back to the episodes, I find I'm drunker on the second half of the podcast than I am in the first.
But does that have a little effect on you, the one?
It probably does, yeah.
The one pint of Guinness does have an effect on me.
The one just loosens me up that little bit. There's a sweet spot around the half an hour mark. I don't know if you've heard it.
No.
In the 283 episodes.
Jesus, no, I haven't heard the sweet spot yet, Ray.
Yeah. There's a sweet spot for me in around the 10 minute to 35 minute mark. And after 35 minutes, I start slurring my words and saying stupid things.
Okay, yeah. Well, I find that does that mean you're drinking all the time then? Because you must be constantly drinking.
Yeah, I also have, I want to better myself and I want to stop saying the word
But we talked about that. We've been talking about that since episode 1. I thought we were getting better at that.
We are better at it. We were terrible at it when we started off, but we are better at it. But lately I've noticed I've gotten back to saying the word in sentences. Now, those at home listening to podcasts won't have noticed too much because I tend to cut them out.
Oh dear, I don't. Anyone on Patreon will hear them. But I don't. I pause now because I know that we say or whatever. I pause now.
That's good.
But it's because I
cut out the pauses as well.
Do you?
No,
like, I mean, I wouldn't be bothered. I don't think people would be bothered if there's a 2-second pause.
Maybe they wouldn't.
You just nearly went,
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
No, but I mean, I wouldn't have a great grasp on the English language at the best of times. So I do sometimes have to gather my thoughts. But then other times you're in a full flow of a conversation and you say wrong words and then people start going, oh, do you hear what Kendy said?
I think
stupid prick. They start picking outside your house like Enoch Burke.
It's because I've been listening to people recently and they have spoken about things at length and they have used words like and like and
Well, have you ever heard like a sports broadcast?
Yeah.
Well, I say like a lot now.
Yeah.
No, but I've been doing that since I was a kid. But I'm not going to be thinking about what I'm saying, Ray.
No, but
I'm giving up.
I think
I am who I am.
We're going to make.
I said I'm twice there.
Yeah. So let's make this fun for everybody.
One.
So for this episode, if you happen to have access to an alcoholic beverage, perhaps the one that may have been advertised at the start of the show, which lately has been Moretti.
Yeah.
So thanks to Go Loud.
Yeah.
So if you have a Moretti on your person, not physically on your person, as one listener admitted to having today.
Yes, that's
just
true.
in your general area, and I say the word take a drink. Have a little drink a day.
You will be out of it.
I just want to make myself a better person.
No, but don't. I mean, broadening your vocabulary and all that, fair play to you. If you're
that's something that's nice too. If I read books.
Yeah, like if you were to read a thesaurus maybe or a dictionary and you were like, I'm learning a new word every day. But just because you go or whatever, like we're not media trained gentlemen.
No.
We're just not.
To be better.
Would you be able to read a teleprompter the same way that you see someone doing this on the RTEs?
Sure, I'd like to
Would
try
you be
it.
like, today on the 6-1 News, fella has...
You've done video promos with me and I've stumbled my way through all of them.
Yeah, no, you
Even
have.
when we have the notes.
But
I'm not so good at the
if
reading.
you were to do it at a you're not a great reader.
Not a great reader.
No, but if you were to do it on a teleprompter, would you be able to do it?
Maybe.
Do you know?
I've never had an experience of a teleprompter.
Of trying to do it, yeah. Because I definitely we might as well talk about this a little bit. how infuriated I get when we're doing
Oh, you get
videos.
so vexed. It's like an abusive relationship. I can feel the upsetness of you.
Yeah, because nothing drives me more mad than not getting to the point in an Instagram video.
And I love getting to the point slowly, but
A,
surely.
but sometimes not even getting to the point.
Sometimes there's no point getting to the point.
Sometimes the point is at the real end of it. We just say it, and people have not listened to the 60 seconds.
The point may be elusive at sometimes.
It's super elusive, Ray.
I like to make it elusive. I like to chase the point.
I'd like to kind of work around the point.
Yeah,
I'd like to circle the point.
Let's see what's around the point.
Yeah, and nothing.
And there's normally
So
nothing.
what we're talking about there is
we could be doing a simple video.
we could be doing a simple video saying we better promote the live show we're doing.
Yes.
And I'll go, okay, lovely. I'll say, how are you? The live show is in the Garavogue at this time. And then you say, Ray, you can get your tickets here. And then everyone knows 10 seconds. There we go. I must get my tickets.
Yeah. But I find no crack in that at all.
But there's not supposed to be crack in it.
But there could be magic in it.
No, there wouldn't be though. Not with us. There never would be. So we're doing it again now. Because this is the annoying thing. And because Brendan's not here, I don't mind talking about him either, right? Brendan's one of the worst people I know. No, I'm joking, not that. But Brendan just say it to us, right lads, I'll record there and then you just have the crack.
Yeah.
And
Now
no one ever.
That's a bit like when you're having the sexy time. Okay?
Yeah.
This is going to be real passionate.
Yeah.
Saying that
It
to
never
herself.
is.
And you've kind of ruined it at that point.
You definitely
I'm
have.
going to do some serious passionate things now. And she's looking at you going,
I'm going to be awful in love with you for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're not in love with
3
her.
minutes,
You
where are you
couldn't,
going?
you couldn't stay in love for 30
but
seconds.
when you call it out, Brendan has a tendency of doing that. Just before he clicks the button to go, we're rolling, he'll say, now you have the best crack now.
Yeah, you just do something funny.
And then there's performance anxiety.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than someone saying to you just be funny there.
Yeah.
Because that is...
But I do try and come at you a different way. I do try and just throw you a little bit. So you'll be going, hi guys, just popping on here just to tell you we have a new live show. And I'll go, your face is kind of funny today, Mark. And then you'll be kind of instantly thrown.
Yeah, but I do want you to
But also hugely vexed.
Yeah, hugely vexed. And I want you to also go back there and think about the thing you thought was funny. Do you know what I'll do? I'll tell him his face is a bit mad. Like, no comedian or professional ever has gone... Like, do you think, right, that someone at home goes, you want to watch this video, Ray told Mark his face looks a bit daft.
You might be onto something there.
No.
So what you're
We're
doing is,
shite crack.
What you're saying is I'm shite crack.
No, we are shite crack.
I know, but we means me as well. I'm in there too.
You are in it, for sure.
Yeah, so that's quite, for a man that, was hoping that he wasn't shite crack, all of a sudden that's quite a shock.
We're shite crack when there's a camera in front of us and what we think is...
See, my argument is that you might be self-deprecating yourself in that regard.
Yeah.
And that if you went with me when I insulted your face in that instance, that you might turn around and say something hilarious.
Have you ever heard my opinions?
You do this all the time.
Have you ever heard my opinions on improv?
Yeah, you hate it.
You're asking me to do improv.
But you do it every now and again, unbeknownst to you.
Yeah, but that's just having the crack. So that's just us chatting.
But you don't realise that's the thing I'm trying to tackle at you.
Yeah, but you won't get that with a camera in front when I'm trying to do something.
You do close up.
Yeah, and I'll never open for that shit. I'll never. There's nothing. You might as well say to me, okay, a scenario. We're out camping and there's a wolf in the forest. Go, Mark.
Yeah, what happens?
I got it, bro. What am I going to do? I'm going to throw fire at it. It's a load of shit. Like, next scenario, please. Okay, you're at the airport, you guys, and all of a sudden you lost your plane ticket. Go, Mark. Like that, I hate it so much.
Will we try a little bit of improv?
No, improv is it's for people who do improv. Fair play to you, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it done well ever.
You've never seen it done well.
Never seen
maybe
improv
that's the
done
difference. I've seen it now, and I'm not saying we're any good at improv, but I do be liking the improv. If I could swing it at all.
Improv is the height of my anxiety.
Is the pressure on you?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd rather watch I'd rather watch atrocities around the world
Today on Atrocities Around the World.
than have to watch someone bombing on improv.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
And I enjoy it when they're bombing on improv, when it's bad, like.
You like that?
When it's going terribly, terribly wrong, all of a sudden there's a beautiful space for hilarity to ensue.
Oh my God. I
See,
think...
I'm reading that thesaurus now.
No, but I think that you have some kind of a mental disorder, like as in schizophrenia or like
I like
psychopath.
the unpredictable. That's why I like all Sean O'Reilly's friends from Cavan. They're the most unpredictable bunch of people I've
They are
ever
a
met
bit
in
of
my
crack.
life.
Yeah.
They're just, you don't know what they're going to do.
Well, the best example of it is, okay, I don't know if we probably did tell people this, but anyway, you'll remember him from like episode 10. We had Dara Slackin, who is some of the finest crack you'll ever have with anybody.
He's unpredictable, you say.
So unpredictable.
That's what I like.
He's so unpredictable that at Ray's Stag in Edinburgh, during the Comedy Fringe Festival, he booked a live show for Kendy and Raybo
Yeah,
without
he
telling
did.
us.
He did actually tell anybody this.
Did we not tell people this?
No, we were playing soccer. We left Dara at home because Dara says, I have a plan. He went out, found a venue, and booked us in for a live show at like 5:30 that evening.
Yeah.
And he texted us and he said, you're going to be doing a Kendy and Raybo live show at the Edinburgh Fringe at 5:30 this evening in whatever theatre it was.
Yeah.
And you shit yourself.
No, I didn't even shit myself. I
know
just
you
said,
did.
I feel bad, Dara, but I will absolutely not be doing that.
What
That
a
kind of
tremendous
spontaneity, Ray. That kind of spontaneity is exactly what I don't need in my life.
Yeah.
I need structure. I need, like, I can't even deal. The car outside now is running low on diesel.
Oh.
The anxiety that's given me because it's creating a scenario of unpredictability in my journey home. I can't be thinking straight now. Nothing is.
You
I'm
should
not,
never buy an electric vehicle. Because I've read about these. It's percentages.
Yeah.
Or it's like, not percentage, it's how many kilometres you've left. And you're looking at it going,
Yeah, the unpredictability of an electric vehicle. This is why I don't like any of you. Brendan owns one as well. Brendan is a piece of shit. No, okay, so the unpredictability of going, the car is on 78%.
yeah.
A bit warm, isn't it? I might turn on that. It's on 40%. You turned on the aircon.
Yeah.
And you're like, how do I know how far this is going to get me? You have 300 kilometres left. Lovely. We're Dublin and back.
And now it's...
Come here, I might turn on. We've turned on News Talk. All of us, 80 kilometres left. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I have to find the right balance here to get me home.
But they've actually said with electric cars that they might actually change the way they put this on the dashboard and say, put it like the way normal petrol cars are.
Just put an actual dial.
Yeah, just a dial that you can barely see. Half full. 3/4 full.
Maybe that'd work. You see, even in my car now, it tells you like how many kilometres are left.
Oh, does it?
Vague.
Yeah, because I know Sean O'Reilly, speaking of Sean, he loves to play with the diesel light.
Right.
So the fuel light comes on, and that is where he lives his life.
So he's from Spontaneous Cavan. Now, Spontaneous is a town just outside.
He's outside Ballyconnell.
Ballyconnell.
Yeah,
it's called Spontaneous.
County Cavan.
County Cavan. And that's what they all do there.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Do you know what happens in my car? Once it gets to 40 kilometres, once it says 40 kilometres left, Kendy, it stops counting then. Okay. And it says, you're on your own now.
You're on your own now.
Listen, you dropped it down to 40 kilometres.
Yeah,
Will you go to Ballymote and back? Who knows? And I've never known that because the second it hits that number, I don't chance it. My father lived on that edge all of his life.
This is your...
we definitely did talk about this. Yeah, where I got scared every time the car broke down. But when people from Spontaneous Cavan, they don't think about that kind of stuff. Do you know what happens like when you say to someone like Sean O'Reilly, we must get to the airport by 12:30?
Yeah.
He kind of treats that as that probably means about 2 o'clock.
That's for 1 or 2 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
That's
my kind of guy. And I'd love to be more like that in life.
And I think I was more like that in life.
Oh, a younger man.
A younger
had the
Kendy.
responsibilities of children and wives.
I don't know. Like I think it just got bet out of me by I don't know
Life.
by the red tape of Ireland.
Yeah.
I blame the EU. The EU brought red tape into Ireland, and now they're scaring the shit out of me. Like Ireland used to be a great country. Now I can't believe I just said that sentence. I sound like everybody on freedom pages.
Yes.
Used to be a great country. What I mean by that is, we used to just run by the law of our own land.
Yeah.
Now the EU came in, I'm afraid of red tape.
Well, the EU came in and paid for everything.
They did. I know they did, yeah.
No, in fairness, there isn't a thing in this country that isn't part funded by the EU something fund.
Okay, I'll give it to you, yeah. But how do you get paid then, Ray? Because the invoices take 3 years.
But yeah, the EU paid for everything. And now there's kind of well, now we're going to tell you now how to do things.
Yeah, but it is. That's
and
what
we did
it
pay
is.
for that road.
What should we call the fear of red tape, Ray? We should come up with red tapeophobia. Is that too obvious?
There's a Luke Devaney somewhere in a van now shouting
coming
at
up
the
with
radio.
Coming up with a red tapeophobia.
Yeah, there's actually a name of it. It's gone out of my head.
There is definitely a fear of that kind of, like, I'm like that now, and I'm like I said it to you last week, when I can't even pull the car up now on the side of the road for fear that someone's going to.
No, you need to take a trip to Spontaneous Cavan.
Yeah.
And live there for a little while.
That's true. Or Connemara.
Yeah. And realise that as you do it, that the world never ends.
It doesn't.
It just gets more interesting. Next thing you find yourself in court. Speaking of court,
It gets more stressful.
that's actually an interesting segue now, and I don't want to talk about him because I don't want to give air to this man.
Don't give a platform. Who is this?
It's McGregor.
Oh, yeah, okay. I have no problem talking about McGregor.
So McGregor, we're going to keep this short, but I just thought there was one aspect that was funny about it.
Yeah.
McGregor was on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson came to Dublin.
Yeah.
And Tucker and his team decided we'll book a little hall, and they booked the Freemasons Hall, which I don't think they told the Freemasons what. It's bad when the Freemasons don't even want to be associated with you.
What are the Freemasons? Is that a load of fellas going hum?
Yeah,
hum,
exactly.
hum?
Yeah, and most people think they're the ones behind everything.
Oh, they're like the
yeah.
elite. So the Freemasons are running the world.
You know the episode of The Simpsons where
that's right.
Called the rich fella?
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns. He convenes a meeting of the Freemasons.
So is that is this
stonemasons.
like a subsidiary of the Freemasons? Is this
I think so,
part
yeah.
of it all?
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
The one in Dublin?
Yeah, the one in Dublin. They have a Freemasons Lodge. There's one here in Sligo as well.
Is there?
Yes, it's
I
a
must
very
join that.
spectacular
They
building.
sound like people who align with what I think.
Anyway.
No, maybe they do. Maybe the Freemasons are nice people. I don't know.
They booked this room
They're
anyway,
lizards.
and in they went, and Tucker Carlson and Conor McGregor chatted, and I've seen clips of it on TikTok. And one of the clips was where he was giving out about the Garda Traffic Corps, right? I don't know if you heard this.
Not really, no. Anytime I see McGregor stuff, I skip. But maybe I should watch it. But anyway.
It's worth watching just to see how far this goes.
Okay.
So he's at Garda Traffic Corps anyway. First of all, he gives them a kind of a backhanded compliment. He said they're the most effective and efficient unit of the Irish police.
Was he not done by the Garda Traffic Corps twice?
But he has a huge problem with them. They're bringing great stress and problems onto the people of Ireland because they're so good at their job. And he said they're causing untold damage to the mentalities of the Irish people.
And it's a disgrace. He can't drive 140 mile an hour anymore now.
That's it.
Stressing him out that he has to drive 60.
He's really raging that they've caught him a few times. But they're very good at catching people, in fairness. I seen them hiding on the dual carriageway last night. They're really good at hiding.
Crouching tiger, hidden Garda.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what he said, isn't it?
But what else was he giving out about? He's just away with the fairies, that man.
So, can I give you one opinion about McGregor?
Yes.
This is the funniest part of it all. You are well within your rights to support Conor McGregor, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So, I don't mind if you do. But again, I will bring up a fantastic word, Ray, called naivety. Mm-hmm. So, I see in the videos and the comments, people saying, he speaks for me and he needs to run for president and change this country.
Yeah.
Now, if they're real people that are saying that, as in not bot accounts, the internet is full of bot accounts, but if that happens to be the real Irish people, are you stupid? Because do you think that it's a direct correlation between him and Trump? He does exactly what Trump can do. Yeah. Have you seen what Michael D's powers actually are?
That's true.
Nothing.
But it would be a really big change of pace if he landed into Arsenal.
But he can't change anything.
But could you imagine Michael D leaving? It'd be the same as Biden leaving and letting Trump in.
Yeah.
So Michael D and Serena, or whatever her phrase is.
Yeah.
Sabina. So Sabina and Michael D are leaving. What are you laughing at?
Just such a way to say, like, she's the
Sorry.
first lady of this country.
No, I'm sorry.
Whatever her face is.
It's a balanasm.
It is a balanasm.
It's a way of trying to describe something.
What's her face?
What's her face?
Yeah.
Whatever her face might be.
Do you know what's her face below?
Yeah. So
What's
Sabina
her face,
and
like?
Michael D anyway are leaving the White House and they meet Conor.
They're
and
leaving ours on
What's
Uachtaráin.
what's Chloe or Caroline or what's the wife's
His
name?
Bjorn.
Yeah.
Well, which one?
And the one he's married to.
Oh, the one that he's with, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What is her name again? Lord only knows what her
This
name
is
is.
an irrelevant fact in this story. We don't.
Yeah, but
need
was
the
it
name.
25 past 5 or half 5 when he left?
Anyway,
What time were they going to be leaving?
Imagine Michael D's worry about what he's going to do to the gaff.
Yeah, I know,
Because
yeah.
there's instantly going to be crack in that gaff.
There'll be a lot of crack, actually. It's like really good words that you picked, Ray.
Yeah.
There's very specific
Well,
words.
it'll be tremendous
Is that
crack.
a Freudian slip, they call it?
No, I
Is
don't
that
think there
what
was
that
anything
is?
slip about it.
Oh, slippy,
Yeah.
slippy enough now, I
Slippy,
tell you,
slippy,
Ray.
slippy, ball
Well, if
slippy.
it gets slippy, do you know it's a great way? Use a lot of powder, Ray, to put down on a
But
slippy
then
surface.
You could imagine the Prime Minister of Austria coming from a state visit and landing in
And not getting home straight awake until Tuesday.
and doing like, what do you call the things in the cars that you do? Donuts.
Yeah.
Out abroad in the front drive in Arsenal.
But if you put McGregor in a house like that, go on ahead. Seriously, go on ahead, because it's not going to make a blind bit of difference.
Yeah.
He has no power in there.
That's true. In fairness,
isn't it
it's
so
handy in Ireland,
stupid? Isn't he so stupid?
Well, he is.
What he should be saying is, I'm running for government.
He's open to the idea of being nominated president, but they have done a certain poll of all the senators and TDs.
Oh yeah, no one would vote
and
for him.
no one is
But
going
the thing
nominated.
is, how naive is he to think that
glance.
That's it. No. As in, even if he gets into the president's chair, he doesn't have the power to do anything in there.
Years of violence and
on his part
has maybe left him a little bit.
Who knows?
You know,
it could have Ray.
and that's why I don't like Tucker Carlson taking advantage of him. Then,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know much about Tucker Carlson as well. He's like a right wing.
He's a great man for
political analyst, isn't he?
Popular interviews.
Oh, does he? Yeah. So is he like?
Didn't he do Putin? I think he did.
Were him and Putin together?
He did Putin, yeah.
Is he a bit like an American Piers Morgan?
Yes, he is an American Piers Morgan.
Is that what it is then?
That's
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It is interesting, the stuff, but I'm always wary of saying it's very interesting because, like, there's people whose lives it directly affects.
Yeah.
I just think it's probably a bit of crack. Now, McGregor has completely worn thin on me. As in, I don't even think he's any crack at all anymore.
No, he was. There was a time there where he was go crack.
10 years ago.
Yeah, some of his jibes were tremendous.
No, 10 years ago, he brought the country on his back.
Yeah.
And was like a real disciplined young gentleman who came up from whatever.
And did things. And achieved things.
And then he turned into it, may I say, Ray,
I think he might be.
a flute.
Well, he's now the Octagon Michael Flatley.
What does that mean?
Well, you know the Michael
He did
Flatley,
the Lord of the Dance.
But you know the way Michael
The
Flatley
Lord of the
is,
Batons.
Lord of the Batons. You know the way Michael Flatley is. Gift Grub would take the piss out of Michael Flatley.
Yeah.
Grand soft day there in Russian Helle.
Yeah.
He's kind of like that, but
Why?
in an MMA style.
As in, like, people just make fun of him now, you mean? Like, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, Flatley left the River Dance. I never knew that's what happened there.
What happened?
Flatley was in the River Dance.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing with Gene Butler.
Absolutely.
Right? In 1994 or whatever year
Yes,
it was.
it was, yeah,
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, River Dance changes the world.
Changes the world.
And he said, why am I not getting the pound here, man? And I'm the one shaking the knees, man, and doing double jumps. And he created the Lord of the Dance, didn't he?
He did.
Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
So he's like kind of an old money grabber, old yoke.
Yeah,
like
he
I always thought.
created Lord of the Rings as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
He
that was
created
a-
Lord of the Rings.
Subsidiary, yeah.
Did he,
Yeah,
man?
yeah,
He
yeah.
came up with the Frodo
Under
stuff.
Pseudonym J.R. Tolkien.
And the whole get up with Flatley is that he just fully American. He's not Irish at all, is he?
I think there's a touch Irish.
Well,
in there.
Flatley's an Irish name, like.
Yeah.
But for everyone in America. Anyway, that is such a branch to go off on there. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I went on about Flatley.
You
Anyway.
mentioned bot accounts.
Yeah, bot accounts. Yeah.
been
So
asked.
bot accounts are real. They're called bot farms, Ray. And the
Oh.
reason I know so much about bot farms, Ray, would you believe, is because a couple of
run
years ago, I run them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought land in Leitrim, which is perfect for bot farming.
Yeah. Right.
No, I took a huge interest in the killing of a gentleman called Jamal Khashoggi from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah.
And I learnt about what happens to dissidents in
Yeah.
that country. And bot farms are run to disgrace these people in comment sections. And I thought that's tremendously far-fetched, isn't it? But it's not. And apparently it's happening all over the world now. And then obviously there was a lot of bot accounts on Twitterus whenever Trump won his first election in the USA. So that's my knowledge of bot accounts.
Could you imagine if my outlet turned out at a dinner of an evening and said, I'm getting into the bit of bot farming?
Ray, I bought 36 laptops.
And I'm going to set them up in the far field.
Yeah, and there's a server down the far field now.
Yeah. Would you get a grant from the Department of Agriculture?
And I'm
for it?
doing a thing called mining data. And once they heard I was mining,
I got a load of
I'm
grants.
fracking data.
Yeah, I'm fracking it.
I'm fracking a load of data
Yeah.
down the back fields.
Carmen's
Ray.
helping me.
Yeah, and I got, as you said, I got
A bot farm.
I got a bot farm, and I'm getting money from the government to
Yeah.
run it.
Yeah.
Why on earth would your father say the words, I'm getting into bot farming? My father said to me about 10 years ago, and this is when I knew he was losing it, he said, I'm gone big into jailbreaking tablets now.
What?
Yeah, he just got big into buying shy tablets and like breaking through. He was like, look, that's not Android anymore now. And I'm like, but
Oh, you're talking about electronic device.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Breaking like pharmaceuticals out of a jail?
yeah, no, no, he actually got big into that kind of crack.
Jailbreaking tablets. So
Yeah,
in other
don't
words,
know why.
iPads and stuff.
Yeah, so we could get whatever apps or whatever on it without money. I don't know what he was doing. Did I just incriminate him? Who
Little
cares?
bit.
All right, that
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It was like that time I tried to make up an IP to watch Outlander. And I had awful difficulty.
Did you?
I did. I tried to download those, disguise me as being in America.
But you
type
you
things.
can do that, so that's not technically illegal. And we'll get on to your bot farm in a minute. You can get VPN blockers.
That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah, but you can
And
get
it was-
them legally.
It was possibly the most illegal thing I ever did because I wasn't supposed to be watching Outlander. The powers that be determined that the people of Ireland had no right
to watch
despite
Outlander.
the fact that Katrina Balfe was in it and her Irish.
Oh, I don't know who
Which
that
I
is,
think
but-
was she's one of the stars of it.
it's completely legal to have a NordVPN blocker, Ray.
Right.
Nothing illegal about it. Didn't I watching plenty of Now TV abroad in Tenerife?
It didn't work for me, and I'd like to thank the gentleman who is an avid listener to the show, who I cannot say his name,
Right.
for helping me in that endeavour. He went on and he did the illegal activities for me and sent me a zipped file.
So now, Ray, you are now the cocaine user.
Oh.
Okay? I want you to hear me out now. Okay? You're at the bottom of the food chain.
I've only used it the once.
But you get arrested on the side of the road.
For watching Outlander illegally
I'm
in
merely
Ireland.
the user of the cocaine.
Yeah.
You want to go look for my dealer.
Yeah.
Now, I want your dealer, Rick, 'cause I want to watch you. We'll figure that out
We'll
afterwards.
talk to him
Don't
after,
say no
yeah.
more.
Speaking of bot accounts, you remember we put up a little TikTok there about adolescence?
Sorry, you never told me why your father's on about bot accounts.
No, I said, would it be funny if he said he was getting into bot farming?
Oh, right. I thought you said he was.
No,
that didn't happen.
ML wouldn't be up for going.
I was like, where? Okay, sorry. My
He
fault.
dabbled in the Bitcoin once, but he realised it was
Did
not a
he?
big scam.
But it's not really a big scam. As in, a lot of those coins are big scam.
Oh, it is, yeah.
The
but when
original Bitcoin.
They ring you and they kind of go, do you want to buy a few pounds, you know? And then you see no more of it.
Well, if you had bought one Bitcoin back in the day, you'd be a millionaire now.
You
If
think?
you wanted to sell it out again.
I don't
But
understand.
Bitcoin only though, not these other shy coins that people are flagging.
Okay.
They're scams.
Right.
Okay.
We put up a TikTok on adolescence.
Did we?
We did.
Okay.
Well, the Stig put it up.
Sorry, yeah.
It was
we
a
did,
little
yeah.
clip of us talking about the show of adolescence. And no, it wasn't. It was about the Miss DC experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got that all wrong, so I did.
Yeah. So do you want to? You like to re-explain? Do you want to do that with the LDC one?
The
Are you
LDC
go-
one, just really quick. It was a young lady who was in university.
Yeah.
And she got absolutely plagued by about 200 fellas.
Yeah.
Who set up a dedicated WhatsApp group to annoy her.
Yeah, to annoy her and go to her house at night and
Yeah.
egg her house and try and break her front door in.
Yeah. So we put up a video of us talking about that.
Yeah.
And I've been made aware. I said, there we are now, take a drink.
Everyone drink, lads. Sure, everyone's already out of it. You just haven't noticed yet.
Right.
Go on, Ray. Talk to me. Should I be worried here? I'm a bit like on edge.
Oh no, there's nothing bad.
Okay,
but
good.
I was informed that there's a whole substrata of people that were watching this video and commented on it. And these are the very people that we were talking about. The bunch of lads. So that culture.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
so can you make fuck it, I said it again.
Are we going to call people out?
No.
No, I like that. If there's
We'll
lads
start
who
with
think...
Tillu15
Okay.
said, hope she sees this, bro.
Oh, that's good.
And I thought, in my naivety, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really
Or
nice
is it
thing.
not?
I was told, no, it's not. That was really sarcastic.
So this is like the scene in Adolescence where they have to explain to the cop, you know, that you're not reading that properly. It's insults.
That's absolutely it. So
we all know that. I thought that was a good
I
comment
thought
too.
it was a nice comment. I hope she sees this, bro. And I was going, oh yeah, that'd be nice. You know?
Okay. So I think I know you're going to get out to more of these. They're trying to say that I was just trying to get her.
No, it's just a real sarcastic kind of like, yeah, fair play to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your brother Joey would say, yeah, good man.
Yeah, it is a bit of a yag
It's
man.
completely loaded with sarcasm.
Keep reading I read some of the bad comments on this. Obviously, we didn't, but I'll explain
Yeah.
it. Okay.
But then Daniel comes in and going, is it that difficult to grow up and listen, mate?
Now, Daniel.
Daniel was responding to Tillu15.
Daniel, we'd like to send you a Fair Play to Me t-shirt, Daniel.
Yeah, if you get in touch. Tillu15 responded to Daniel and says, hope she sees your comment, bro, too.
Oh, this is a big dick.
With a flame.
Yeah, we're swinging with a big dick here now.
So that's what obviously made us realise that this is one of those gentlemen that, or ladies.
I'm glad that Daniel realised that because originally I didn't see this spat that these two lads were having.
James wades in then.
My James now.
James.
What side are you on, James?
How did he get James as a username on TikTok? Like,
Unbelievable.
you think that'd be taken?
Unbelievable
Yeah.
that he must have been the first man on.
And he said, bro's dying for some girl to see this laughy face.
That's... Oh, but what did he say there? Sorry, say that again.
Bro's dying for some girl to see this.
On about me.
Yeah.
So but was he on about...
All about us talking about Miss DC and her issues.
Oh yeah, okay. So obviously, all of this is taken out of context. I am actually married with 2 kids in the house.
Yes.
So that is my defense of. I wasn't saying that to be a martyr,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or for some young one to see
You
us.
weren't looking to hook up with said young ones.
No, like even if people are like he's doing that so LDC see it. I am twice her age. Like,
You are, yeah. You could be her father.
do you know that's the truth? No, serious. Like I don't know what age she is.
I
She's
thought
like,
you were only 33.
well, whatever she is she 18? So
Yeah,
if I was 36, I'd be twice her age. Is that right? Am I right in saying that?
yeah.
So I'm not far off being twice her
Yeah.
ake. Like,
But yeah,
so,
you weren't saying anything
No,
about
no.
anything,
The reason I was saying that is because I'm a father of 2 daughters now.
and you were speaking from that.
And my perspective on this has completely changed. I used to be a prick years ago who used to think, no, but what I mean by that is I used to go, it's hard for everyone out there, not just women, yeah?
Yeah.
But I genuinely have a different perspective, and it is hard for everyone out there, not just women, but I don't say that anymore because it's a completely different thing that happened to Eladisi there.
Yeah.
Fellas think, do you not know how intimidating that is?
Oh, it's absolutely.
I've always said this, right? If a girl came up to me and said, I'm going to kick the head of you, Mark, I'd be like, will you go away, right?
Yeah.
But if a fella goes up to a girl and says, I'm going to kick the head of you, that is really
Some night you
dangerous.
might get a surprise.
Well, some girl, listen, there's plenty of women can kick the head of me now.
That's
for
for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on, keep going, Ray.
It gets very much more confusing then,
Oh, brilliant.
right?
This is adolescence. We don't understand what's going on. They're going to call us incels.
Tom Jamo _ says, what'll we do about the early kickoff though? Cost me my ACCA. ACCA.
Oh, I know what that means.
What does that mean?
So, what are we going to do about that early kickoff?
Yeah.
I can't tell you the context of this, but I can tell you what it means. What are we going to do about this early kickoff, which is the early kickoff, which would usually be the 12:30 kickoff in the Premier League
Yeah.
on a Saturday? It cost me my ACCA. Your ACCA is an accumulator.
Okay.
So, I put money on 5 football games.
Is this gentleman on the wrong feed here?
I think he thinks he's on Paddy Power. I don't know what he's doing on
That
this.
got 45 likes.
But do you know what's really annoying? That might be an insult on us. That might be an inside joke that we don't
Yeah,
know about.
that we
That might
don't
be an
know about.
incel joke.
Yeah.
Or something that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Ray, we are not built for this world.
No, we're not.
We're
And
not
then-
supposed to be in this.
And then the last one, stupid see you next Tuesday, said, woke nonsense of a program.
I like that he called it a program.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
said that like my father says.
Yeah.
Look at this old shite of a program.
Old American rubbish.
Turn on the second channel. That's
Yeah.
what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Turn off that RT1, put on RT2, this old rubbish that's on here. That's what that sounds like.
We're
So,
very much out of touch.
So are we woke now for saying that you shouldn't really...
No, we're not woke.
You shouldn't turn into a mob and go to a girl's house at 3 in the morning.
That's just
That's woke
solid
now.
advice. Not
That's-
woke, solid
yeah.
advice.
So the woke shit. Do you know what's so funny? Like the rice are eating themselves alive so much that I've always said I'm in the middle. Like they're pushing me further and further left, lads. Will ye cut it out?
on over.
Will ye cut it out?
Come on
will ye?
over. It's absolutely
No,
lovely
I am.
over here.
I am a very liberal conservative.
Back
Ray.
lefty head, yeah.
I left your head on me, Ray. I'm going to listen. It has nothing to do with it, but I'm actually on the way down to dye my hair blue after this, so we have to get out of here quick, Ray. I have to get pink and purple hair, Ray. Sorry. No, I mean, I'll make fun of everybody, and you can all make fun of me. The thing is, those lads are well within their rights to say, what's that flu's on about?
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm fairly certain, and I'm not certain a lot of times in my life, I'm right. I'm fairly certain I'm right that you shouldn't really mobify yourself and go chasing after a young girl.
You shouldn't.
That is, I'd stand by that.
On a much lighter note,
Scammers.
Angus Dempsey,
What's
a
that?
listener of the podcast, suggested that we do a piece on this week's episode about GA predictions.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, we talk about scammers later then. Never
Did
mind.
you want to talk about scammers?
No, I thought that's what you're about to get onto as well, because there was another one. I saw another girl on TikTok who got scammed out of a holiday to Dubai.
How do you get scammed out of a holiday
So
to Dubai?
this is a class story, right?
Sorry, Angus, we'll get back to you.
Angus, we're back to it. I turned on my phone and I turned it off again, Angus. But
Yeah.
I will turn it on again in a second.
Yeah.
There was a girl called, and I know the name
Right.
probably. Her name is Casey Campion.
Okay.
She has a podcast as well, I think, on the Go
So
Loud
you're
Network.
allowed to talk about this.
Oh yeah, you're allowed to talk
Yeah,
about this.
yeah,
This
good.
isn't a
You always give out to me about giving out names.
No,
Go
this
on
girl
now.
is a big influencer. I think she has a Go Loud podcast.
And her name is?
Casey Campion.
Sounds
I
bad.
fucking hope I feel so bad if it's not.
Yeah, just for an update, last week's Bernard Long piece and Son, Haulage Transport Company, actual company.
Is real.
Yeah, it's real. Very sorry to the son. Well, no, I'm not. I think it's absolutely wrong what they're doing to him.
I think it's a disgrace that you didn't get your
I
name.
tried to look that man up. I said, Bernard Long's son, Transport Donegal.
Yeah.
Couldn't find his name anywhere.
It's the thunder and he's just son.
Sunderland, yeah, son.
Come over here, son.
Maybe
That's
his
what
name
he
is Son.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
Maybe he's Korean.
Son Long. Anyway,
He's Korean, Ray.
he's Korean.
Son Lang.
Son Long.
Kim Sung Lang. Now that is racist. Ray. I'm the first man to admit that.
Oh, stop. Okay.
But also funny racist.
Yeah, it's funny racist.
Do you know-
Carry on there now
And
with
funny
your...
racist is okay.
His tummy turning
No.
always reassured us.
Now, am I woke?
It's all okay. Please
No.
continue with your influencer story.
Sun Long Way. Okay, so what was I saying?
You were talking about a lady.
Yeah. So this girl, she tells a great story. Fair play to her.
Yeah.
I am. Hear me out now, because like I said, I've always made fun of influencers and stuff. Some of them can really tell a story.
Yeah.
She told it in 3 parts and locked me into a page that I had never,
expected to be in.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So she, which never happens to us,
Take a
which
drink.
I'm just annoyed about. Okay, take a drink. What?
I said
I said that. She got a message from this like.
This is all the stuff I cut out.
Travel agent.
Yes.
He says, "How ya? I'm a travel agent to the stars.
Okay.
I heard you 2 weeks ago saying you'd love to go to Dubai to see Dubai's.
Yeah.
Okay, I can make that happen for far less, 30% off than anyone else. All you have to do is just mention that I did it for you.
Yeah.
I do it for loads of people. UFC fighters. I bring influencers to UFC fights. Fair play to me. This is going to be easy.
This all sounds really nice and legitimate.
And I'm an Irish gentleman living in a Medici.
Right.
She says, how wonderful. But before I book with you, I'm going to text one influencer who I know you follow and follows you back.
To see if you are legitimate.
Messages and says, yeah, I think your man's the finest. Fair play to him.
Tremendous. Off we go to Dubai.
Off we go to Dubai.
Looks very sunny this time of the year.
Me and one of the viewers. 30% off.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I'll get all that booked. Just send me over the pound there. It's £1,000.
Sound.
And then he says, actually, I'm going to pay for the second half of your week if you just tag me in some videos.
Wow.
She says, this couldn't get any better.
No.
In the lead up to it then anyway, it just becomes that she never gets confirmation of her flights, never gets confirmation of her...
And he only booked her like the one carry-on bag.
Accommodation. Yeah. And he said, yeah, the
No fast
Ryanair.
track.
You had to put no fast track, no nothing.
No nothing.
On the Ryanair flight from Knock to Dubai.
She knew something was up when she realised the flight was going from Cork City Airport
Excuse
to
me,
Dubai.
come here. I thought Galway Airport was closed. No.
No.
Chartered flight.
Yeah.
So
She got nothing.
she keeps texting him and everything, and he keeps coming up with all these mad sob stories. Like, oh, look, sorry, my son is in hospital. I can't do anything now. I can't send you confirmation. I'll send it next week. Oh, I'm just on the school run at the moment. I'll send it to you later today. Keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, her father gets involved saying, I told you this is a scammy bastard. Now, I've since found out his name, like the JA Catfish, right? He said, that's a scammy bastard.
But the GA Catfish isn't the person we thought it was. She got an injunction.
Well, not to be jumping around, but it's okay to say her name now, by the way. Because
Let's not.
No, it is okay to say her name.
I'd rather if we didn't.
Ray. It's so funny the people's names you will mention.
I know.
She was in court, so the name is now public.
I know, but the court is...
Okay, we won't say her name. Everyone knows her name anyway. Like, you'll say anyone's name in town, like.
Yeah, because it's cracking that.
But there's not. Wait, you hear
They
what your
have
man
an
did.
injunction.
This fella was in the Hawkswell last week. He did a shite program. I'm going to tell you his name. That's what you're like, but I can't say your one's name. So the girl in question who was in the court case got an injunction against the school for a wrongful dismissal.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely the case because they didn't give a two-sided...
Yeah.
So
you've switched now into that story.
Yeah, so
okay.
So the school eventually admitted, yeah, okay, we fired her without any kind of due course, like.
Yeah.
So we'll just give up the case. It's okay, and she's still teaching there.
Right.
Now, funnily enough, the judge asked a question once. So they came in and said, "Sorry, it was settled on the steps. They're throwing the case out.
Yeah.
You don't need to go any further, Judge."
Yeah.
He said, "Okay, no bother. Just out of interest." Did they wrongly identify her as this JA Catfish?
Yeah.
And her solicitor said, we'll just leave it at that, Judge. You don't need to ask any more questions.
Wow.
So you can read into that what you want.
That's mad.
You can read into that what you want.
I didn't hear that little fact.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it has nothing to do, that case has nothing to do with being the JA Catfish.
Yeah.
It's a wrongful dismissal case.
Yeah, that's it.
And she was wrongfully dismissed without due course.
That's right, yeah.
And they had to pay her legal fees.
So get back to the Dubai lady. I'm really interested in what's happening with the
Dubai lady. So then her father gets involved and said, I told you he was a scammy bastard, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get onto him.
Yeah.
Where's my daughter's money? Where's the flights that she booked? She's going in 4 days.
Standard Irish father.
Oh, listen, this and this and this and this and
And
this.
he's probably retired as well, and this is all he has for doing.
Yeah. So Bucky Boo is
Yeah.
living abroad in the Medici.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm picking them up from Manhattan. I can't do this now. I'm up to my eyes with anxiety. I did book it, I promise. While that was happening, they rang at the hotel. Howie, I just want to double check. Did this fella book? He did not. No.
Yeah.
So they find out who he is. An Irish guy living in America, and they ring his father's house in Kerry.
Go away.
And the father reacts along the lines of, you're joking. He's not doing that again, is he? I mean, the father goes, oh,
Oh no,
Jesus. Is he at that?
Is he? He's not at it again, is he?
And it turns out he's not in the Medici. He's in Kerry.
Oh
the
no,
whole
he's
time,
above
I
in the
think.
room.
Yeah. I think he might have been above in the room or something or whatever. Now, he had got done for being silly before. But what I
What
take
a lovely
from it,
way of putting it.
yeah, done
got-
for being silly.
Wow, what did he get
Excuse
done
me,
for?
I'm arresting you on Section 9
Of the silly act.
of the Silly Act. You're getting done now for
the
being
big
silly.
silly face on you.
Anything you do say or any face you do pull will be used as evidence.
Will be used, yeah.
Yes, silly hooer. So I think what he was at, and I don't know this, I'm speculating. I think what he was at was he was taking money as a travel agent, but he was pretty much gambling the money on deals.
Yeah.
So he would say, I've
Like
all that
deals the
booked for you.
shop.
Yeah, no, but like on deals, yeah. He would say they bought pennies.
Buying like
Yeah.
wholesale
Buying
watering
handheld
cans.
fans.
yeah, right.
And pencils.
Yeah.
Okay. So, no, what he was doing was he was going, yeah, I've all that booked and I have a 30% discount with them because I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
But actually, what he was doing was like looking at Flight Tracker every day, hoping that the flights would plummet so he'd make money.
I've never seen flights plummet.
Do you know? But or hoping that he might catch
On
a
the
deal
booking site.
on the booking
It's very
site.
important to make that distinction because flights plummeting in general is something we all want to avoid.
Don't
as
ever
well.
get on a flight that will plummet.
No.
Not price wise. I mean, it's
no
the
one
ground.
ever wants a flight to
No,
plummet.
don't have your flight plummet. Yeah, but I think that's what he was doing. He was trying to skim off the top all the time.
Okay.
And anyway, she gets in touch with a load of people who did work with him, and they were like, "Oh no, he owes those thousands. He never did." So this is what Bucky Boo was at, and he's a Kerryman, and people have found him. No more than the
One
J
might even
catfish.
go so far as to call him a cute whore of a
He was
Kerryman.
a cute hooer of a.
How would anyone be surprised?
He was a cute hooer of a scammy bastard.
yeah.
So
And she got the money back.
No.
And she got no trip to Dubai.
I don't think she'll see that money again. So
Oh, no.
she asked him for the money back, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll send it back to you there now and whenever. I actually can't at the moment. I don't have mobile banking. You know, all this kind of crack. You know, so I don't think she'll ever see her money again. I'd say it's most likely gone.
That's annoying.
Mental, isn't it?
I'd be vexed now if my holiday money was gone.
Now she said, which is exactly what everyone's going to say. I know I'm the idiot that fell for it.
Yes.
But she was like, look, it seemed legit, like I took a risk and it didn't work out, like, but that doesn't mean it's her fault, like.
Always stick with the free cancellation on booking.com.
Or always go down to your local travel agent
And
that
here in
has.
Sligo, Milani's.
Oh, why'd you have to say a name? Because I was about to say where. They're only skimming 80% off the top of the flight. No, Milani's probably don't. But
No, they don't. They'd look
back
after
in
you.
the day, like the travel agent, you know, in your local town would have been like, okay, where are you going? Albufeira, no problem at all. So 60 you're going. That will be £9,500, but actually it was £4,000.
But there's a lot to be said for the travel agent.
Oh, there's a great
because
amount to be
they've
said.
been out there and they've stayed in a hotel and they know it's nice.
Yeah, the worst thing about the holidays when I was going back in the day, well, like you said, they would have been out there and seen it
Yeah.
all, and they would have organised everything. There would have been what was called reps.
Yes.
And God Almighty, the reps would open your skull because I wasn't a jumpy around play child.
No.
I wasn't. I actually wanted to just do my own thing.
You want to sit in the bar and drink Smithies.
I hated organised crack. I always hated organised crack. And when he came over and said, "Come here, you want to drive? Come on, Mark, let's do the crocodile club."
Yeah.
Everyone's on the back of a crocodile and they're all your age. I don't want to look at that.
You want
Don't.
to just sit and drink your pint of Smithies.
I want to drink a pint of Smithies, age 9, right? age 9 in Albufeira, right? Termelinos. I did not want to get on the back of a crocodile. Or, come here, we're going to do the Super Sunday Fun Club. Are you in? I'm not, because actually Galway are playing Roscommon and I'm going to go into the bar and watch it with my father and mother.
Yeah.
No, come on, we're playing ping pong. Get fucking, there's a young lad there from Westmeath who's been trying to talk to me for the last 10 days. I want nothing to do with him. Okay?
Shout out to Shawnee B.
Get Port Junior away from me.
Yeah.
There was always a young lad wants to be friends with you around the pool. You're like, I'm not in the. I have 2 brothers. I'm going to play pool with them later.
Yeah.
And then we're going to watch.
You were too cool for school. Had I been in your shoes, had I been privileged enough to have such farting holidays at age 9, right? I would have been so delighted people were trying to include me in things.
Oh, would you?
I would, of course. No one ever. And I was on my own for 3 years, and then Marie landed,
No, I would
my
have.
sister, and I was like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And Marie was like, "I don't know."
Marie said, I think I'm already bypassed you,
Yeah.
and I've like outgrown you.
Yeah.
So I would have been when I was young on those holidays going, if Ray and Joey head off playing pool without me, I will scream
Yeah,
the
I didn't
house
have
down.
that, you see.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there by myself with Marie, and we were going, "Will we join the Crocodile Club?" We will.
Oh,
Yeah,
I used
but
to
for
hate
us, the Crocodile Club was Trebalgan, which was, I think, down in Cork. Or Mosney.
I know it's not. It's just of its time, but
Yeah.
it sounds real poverty, Ray.
Yeah. Or Butlins. We did go to Butlins in Wales, but I think I was about 16 at that stage. And I was far too old for going on family holidays.
Yeah.
But it was enjoyable at the same time.
Yeah, do you remember the first time you ever told your mother, no, I'm not going?
It's funny how you don't think of that.
Like your mother would go, do you want to come with us this year? And at some stage,
Yeah, you do.
I said, I might just go, no, I'm going to go on my
I
own.
do my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's funny how it turns around.
Yeah.
Because if my mother said to me, Mark, I'd be like, yes, we will, ma'am. Come
Now
on.
you'll go.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Like we went Centre Parks, and I swear people are going to think I'm joking here. I brought my mother not to mind kids. Like I was like, come on, ma'am, to hell, and we go and have the crack.
Yeah.
You grow
totally
back into your parents again.
What about Angus?
What?
Angus Dempsey.
Oh, Angus had a great idea. This is a great way to finish things up, okay?
Finish.
So,
I have stories.
oh, well, then you do your stories then, because we'll do this at the end.
You do that at the end. All
you
right,
won't
okay.
believe what Angus has to say, lads. Go on, Ray. You do your stories then, so I'm sorry.
Okay,
Go on.
well, I have two things that I need to run by you.
Okay, go on.
Number one, I need to ask the podcast massive for their assistance. Currently trying to pick out a shower enclosure.
They will be on this, Ray, like it's no one's business.
I know they will.
I can't wait to see no comments come in at all for this.
I have a very specific question.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm new to this whole shower enclosure experience.
Ray hasn't showered in 20 years, so he hasn't a clue about this.
And in fairness, when I lived in Chapel Street, we had a rather small shower enclosure. It was about 800 mil wide by 800
That's
mil
4 meters,
long.
is it?
No, it's
4 meters by 4 meters.
80 centimetres.
Right.
80 centimetres wide.
80 centimeters is 9 foot.
It's literally a box.
And you all used to shower together in that house, which was mad.
Myself, Sean,
You
Laura.
used to go in and wash Sean's Cavan back.
Yeah, exactly.
And he used to wash your...
Stop it now, too close to the truth.
He used to wash your...
Moving swiftly on.
He used to hop into the shower together, the two of you.
Never would I be both been. Anyway.
I often walked into a steamy room. I couldn't see sight nor light of anything, Ray.
Anyway.
I don't like going anywhere, staying anywhere, but the one thing I love about fancy hotels is these showers where you just there's no door.
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
okay.
walk into this big area.
Yes. Now, I'm trying to figure out, much to my builder's dissatisfaction, will something like that work in our house?
Do a big area shower.
So apparently,
I want your whole upstairs to be one big shower.
apparently the perfect shower size is 800 mil wide, right, which is 80 centimeters wide, by 1600 mil.
So that's a double.
So that's like a rectangle.
It's like this table.
Yeah, so it's exactly like in around this table.
Okay.
So you can walk in here, right, and then you can turn left,
Swing
walk
left.
a little bit,
Yeah,
and
park
then
the Mickey.
and then you'll get to the water.
Park the Mickey, put a ticket at the Mickey and then get into the water.
Exactly.
One of those.
Yeah. So
Put a ticket on that Mickey for an hour and I go shower.
the question I have is, if you do what you've suggested, which is put up just a pane of glass that comes 1200 mil down the shower tray, which leaves an entrance exit at the back of the shower.
Yes.
So that you can walk in.
You can walk in willy-nilly,
but the
if you will, if
willy-nilly-
you're part of the pub.
But the question is, will the water escape out of the shower tray with a 1600 mil shower tray?
Well, Ray, I'm so glad you asked this question because it's all I can think. It will not, Ray, and pardon me now, with the right tilt, it won't.
You're sure?
It's all about tiltage.
So you've experienced this in fancy hotels?
Yes, I have. I was in the Century Parks, right?
And did they have
had
one of
an exact setup like that.
Okay,
where it was walled on 3 sides.
Yes, well, 2 walls and a pane of glass on the 3rd wall.
If you will. Now, halfway up then, so half of the shower is completely exposed to the elements.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed it is.
Now, but the tiltage, Ray, the tiltage in Centre Parks was perfect.
This
you
is
have
the-
to
this is
you
the
have to
tray.
have the drain at the bottom left corner of it, we'll say, if you're approaching from the right.
Yeah.
And there want to be a good tilt down into that.
Down into that.
Right? That's how you run it,
But
right?
it's fine me and you using a shower.
Yeah.
Because we like the little rainwater head shower where we stand under and it feels like we're getting wet.
Yeah.
Right? Women, on the other hand, they'll use the little wand. The little thing that they use because they don't want to get the hair wet because they're not washing it for 4 days.
Do they do that?
Oh, they do that.
I've never taken the wand out.
I never use the wand.
I've never wanted.
I've never
wanted to.
No, I've never wanted it at all. But the wand is what the women go with for the shower.
All right, hey, come here now. Is it either, Ray?
It is
Come on, hey.
But to be afraid then if there's a totally exposed exit, that the wand might get pointed in the wrong direction, in the
And
wand
spray out.
direction, and spray out abroad on the whatever it is outside, and all of a sudden I'm eating my dinner downstairs and I'm getting hit in the face with wand spray.
I mean, just because we're talking about our lovely wives, I'm doing everything not to make a female masturbation joke. When you're on about pulling, I'm doing everything in my power, Ray.
We're talking about wands.
I'm fit to burst, right? You're telling me they take the wand down and that's how they use it, and I'm supposed to say nothing?
But
Like, is that what I'm supposed to say, Ray? Nothing.
Supposed to say nothing.
I'm not supposed to walk into that
No.
like a shower.
No,
like an
it's
open
a
shower.
walk-in shower joke. Yeah.
I have never taken the wand off. No,
Because men don't need the wand. And as Dave Moore on Today FM, it's solemnly professed.
Well, you point it in the right way.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I'm
that's
saying.
the thing. Keep it in the corner.
Yeah.
Don't be letting it go over that way.
Don't be, and I know sometimes you lose control of the wand.
Yeah.
I've often lost control of my old wands.
yeah, but my point is...
Sometimes you'd be using the wand with your eyes closed where you go everywhere. I guess it.
What I'm trying to say to our builder, Trevor, Trevor, this will be a problem between me and Laura if it's the case that water starts escaping when it shouldn't be escaping.
No.
Because it'll be a source of conflict. I will walk in and go, oh, there's water where there shouldn't be water.
And she'll say...
And then she say, it's fine. And I'll go, well, it's technically not. The things are rotting. And I need Trevor to sort this, so we're going to hopefully go for what they call a wet room.
Now.
So
the whole room will be a wet room.
You can point that wand anywhere.
And it'll go somewhere where it's supposed to be wet.
It'll all drain away.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's watertight.
You're going to have a watertight room.
A watertight room.
Well, isn't it how the other side live, Ray?
Well,
you can take an entire room away. Is that what that means?
No. As in, it's just a bathroom, but it's fully waterproofed underneath the tiles and stuff.
That's what
I believe
I'm
the word
getting
is tanked.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they call it
That's
tankers.
what I'm getting at, where it doesn't matter.
But unfortunately, and Trevor is right to try and hold back my expectations, going, that costs more money. And Laura would definitely be with me on that. She's happy just to let it be the way it is. And of course, you know me, I love to spend a little bit of money.
So what kind of a shower is Laura looking for?
Laura's
just an
looking for
enclosed space.
The cheapest one.
The cheapest one.
Yeah, the
okay.
cheapest shower available.
And
Within reason, obviously.
Yeah, and you're
a reasonably priced shower. And I'm going, maybe let's go with that thing that the old people get, the wet rooms.
Yeah.
So that means that if you do make a big splash in the bath, it splashes out and you don't mind because it'll go down the drain.
I like old people showers without the handles.
Yeah, the handles.
Why don't you like the handles? There's something about the handles.
Do you realise old people don't like old people's showers with the handles either? Everybody has an aversion to handles in a shower.
It's just
because it gives an indication that people need a bit of help.
It looks but even so, it just looks like a smelly nursing home.
Oh, stop! You
Do you know
didn't have to say that. That was
No.
one thing. Now you said that you didn't have to say. You just could have pulled it back there. Why would you call it that?
No.
Oh no!
I'm not saying all nursing homes
Or
are.
bleep out the whole section.
I'm not saying so. I think I can source it. You won't have to bleep it out because I think I can source it, Ray.
You think you can recover it?
So my lovely granny, my lovely granny,
you're doing well.
Granny Kendy, was in a home in Castlereagh.
Is Geraldine or Eamon's mother?
No, Eamon's mother.
Okay.
For years and years, she was in a home in Castlereagh.
Breaking tablets out. Jailbreaking tablets.
Jailbreaking
Where do you think
that was the family business.
That was the yeah.
She used to jailbreak Windows 95s.
A different tablet.
She was
now. Yeah.
Anyway, she was in it. We used to visit her all the time because it was in Castlereagh,
Sure.
This is really bad. And I've never told anyone this before, as in because it never was a story. I remember going in to visit her one time, and there was a woman in the room next to her. Mm-hmm. And God forgive me, because a lot of the dignity gets taken away at that age, but I can still remember the smell. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Ray. Stop now. I can still remember the smell when I saw a nurse taking out a nappy. Oh. And it put me off. God forgive me, there's people out there who deal with this every day.
Yeah.
But I was only a kid, a really
Did it
young
have an
kid.
effect on you?
Yeah, I can still remember us. Okay. And ever since then, when I see old people's bits and bobs,
all right.
Not their bits.
when do you get an opportunity to look at that?
Whenever I'm looking up naked old people online, I just get this.
Yeah.
No, whenever I just see a handle in a shower and I just think.
It reminds you of that.
It just kind of brings that home to me.
Okay.
And on top of that as well, I'm not fond of medical places.
You're going to be some dose when you're out.
Oh, I'm not fond of hospitals and all that. So anytime I see something that looks like it's hospital based, I kind of get fucking iffy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I've told Laura that I'm putting the handles in straight away. Because I'm not getting any younger. And if we have a wet room, that's going to be slippy. And I need something to grab onto.
Can you get rubber tiles?
Oh, you can get non-slip tiles.
Can you get non-slip?
Yeah.
But
R11.
Do you then have to stand by that? What? If you're a non-slip tile supplier, do you? If I then slip and break my neck,
well, nobody goes out of their way to slip with the tiles and to buy the non-slip tile.
Maybe they fucking do.
Yeah, true.
If I go and buy a non-slip tile and then I go, I have a bone sticking out of my neck because of you.
Yeah, true.
Can you sew the pants off them?
You can, I suppose. There was something now you've raised there now with me.
I feel really bad saying that other thing, but anyway.
Look, when it comes to the smell of poo, we all react differently to it. I went to visit my grandparents' grave the last day, and there was manure being spread in the vicinity of the graveyard, and I, for the remainder of yesterday, smelled like shite.
Yeah, that's it.
So-
I mean, look, the best example of it is I have no problem with Ali and Layla's feces
Yeah,
or
that's
piss.
mad. You don't.
Not a bother.
Yeah.
Seriously, I get poo in my hands all the time. I'm like, oh, there's a bit of poo
there's a
there.
bit of poo there.
Obviously, I wash them.
Yeah. But for some reason, you have a different reaction than to the.
But
other
if I
people.
saw anyone else's, if I saw you shite in the ground, I'd get sick.
Well, that was lovely. Anyway, the point of that was to ask people: does the water come out of a shower enclosure if it's 800 by 1600? That's my question.
They'll know that. Our people will know that.
I know there'll be someone there that'll tell me.
That's our kind of people. That's what we think about.
I have two more things. I have one shout out. I want to shout out to the cast and crew of I Love You Now Change and Feck Off.
Yeah,
which was a
I
show
love
that
you
was
now.
on-
Change, will ya?
Will ya?
Yeah.
Please. They were in the Hawkswell at the weekend, and it was absolutely tremendous show. Went to the Friday night, and they all played out of their skins. Well done to Luke, Warren, Sinead, and Caitlin.
Yeah, I saw it the last time it was in
Director
town. Yeah, it was.
Very
It's
good,
some
isn't it?
crack.
Yeah,
It's
enjoyed
great. It's great. I like the simplicity of it. It's a walk through time as well, so it's not a continuous story. It's
Yeah.
class.
It's all about relationships and marriages and kids and the whole
Oh, there's
lot, yeah.
times you'd be watching it going, holy shit, are they literally doing me and Nicola?
I did ask Luke, who was starring in it. At one stage, he had to take his pants off
Oh yeah,
and was just left with his boxers.
it's really impressive.
And it was
pointing.
the
sticking
whole
down the bottom.
room went dark.
Yeah,
which
everything.
I don't
yeah.
know, was it a lighting effect?
I saw the
or-
tip of it down the bottom of his boxers.
Yeah, but also the other gentleman in the show, Warren, also had an opportunity to take off his pants too.
Yeah.
And I did have a question for the director. Was this actually in the show? Was it something that was specifically maybe for one actor? Was it for we say Warren took the pant off and Luke was upset that he didn't get his time in the sun?
I think Luke is big enough to hear this out.
Yeah.
Warren is ripped as a bull.
Yeah, he is.
It's quite impressive with his clothes off.
Yeah.
Luke's a lovely fella.
Lovely fella.
Lovely fella.
He also took his trousers off.
You did.
He did. And I had to ask him after as well, did you have any accentuation in there? Did you help yourself at all?
Why was it an awful size?
That was a big size there.
Big size of you.
You heard it right here. Anyway.
Thank
fair
God
play to
we
them.
know Luke. He'd
And
never.
while we're on the shout outs, best of luck to the whole cast and crew of Sweeney Todd, which is happening here in the Knockney Arena, not far from our recording studios base.
Yeah.
Karen Gordon and the whole cast and crew. It's on Thursday, the 24th, Friday, 25th, and Saturday, 26th, which is my wife's birthday. So they've specifically put the closing night of the show on Laura's birthday night. So happy birthday, Laura. And it's great that they're putting on such an expensive show to celebrate your life.
Not expensive to go to now.
No, very
That's
cheap, but it's sold out Saturday night. Can't
Oh, is
go now.
it?
But there's like 40 tickets left. So even if you hear this on Friday and you take an Ocean, you might get a cancellation.
You might.
But it's
chances.
going to be an absolutely
It's the biggest
wonderful-
musical ever put on in Sligo.
Yeah,
So-
it is absolutely.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everybody and fair play to you. And break a
Fair
leg.
play to you, baby.
Last item
Yeah.
on today's
Talk to me.
episode. Facebook Marketplace is a scourge,
Yeah.
and I do be scrolling.
Yeah.
And the weather got good there recently, and I thought I'd like to sit outside.
Oh, Ray.
So I started looking
You're
at
like
garden
me mother
wear.
collecting the fucking
Yeah.
tokens in
Started
Supervalue.
looking the garden wear, and all of a sudden I started happening across a couple of egg chairs.
Well, I don't
Very
know what that
Easter
means.
related. Egg chairs are the chairs that they'll hang in yolks. They're like kind of half an
Oh,
egg.
do you know they're not comfortable?
They're made from rattan.
shite. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're shit.
Yeah, well, no, they're not. They're not shit.
They are, yeah.
So
Oh, they are, yeah, sorry.
I decided it was time to get one because I'd like to sit outside in the garden
I must get an egg chair.
in an egg chair.
Yeah.
And there were 230 euros, as Luigi said, in the shop.
Oh my God. Just
There
buy a chair.
There was a lady selling one for 120 in Ballina. And I says, lovely, I'll lowball her. I'll offer 100. My father will be proud of me.
That's not bad
I
lowballing
know,
though.
I did really bad. I
Yeah.
should have offered her 60.
That's like what, yeah, you should have
Yeah,
offered. I'll
should
give
have
you
60.
50 euro for that piece of shit.
Yeah, for that absolute rust bucket.
Wicker.
Yeah, wicker,
The
my
arse.
arse. It'd go up in flames.
Yeah.
I offered her 100. She took the hand off me,
She
which
did,
was wonderful. And we conversed over the Facebook Marketplace Messenger. And I said, I will collect it on Tuesday, but it'll probably be the morning. But I could be a little bit later. I said, another arm there, have another drink.
Also, you gave this woman no idea when you were going to land at her house.
Oh, no, I told her-
collect on Tuesday. It could be the morning or it could be the rest of
No,
the
I
day.
said probably 9:30 Tuesday morning, but it could be later in the day when I get down to you.
Okay.
And she did say in the conversation, look, if it's later, I could be gone by about 11:30. I'll leave it out for you. I'll leave the cushion in a plastic bag.
Oh.
Tremendous.
Very nice.
Then things change, and all of a sudden it looked like I was going down yesterday, which was Monday, Easter Monday. And I text her, I think on the Sunday, and said, look, plans have changed. I'm now coming down the Monday. She said, yeah, I should be here most of the day. Off I went down yesterday. I text her to say, I'm on my way down. I'll be there at 2:30. I land into the housing estate in where she's living. And I drive up, and I have a rough idea from the air code she sent me of where the house is. And lo and behold, in the front garden of the house, the second last house in the end, was the beautiful egg chair. And I thought, tremendous, here it is. This is the oak I spent €100 on.
You pull up in a van.
Pull up in the van. I backed up into the driveway, and there was a little yappy dog in the window.
Not suspicious.
Not suspicious. I was wearing all black fire jacket, black tracks,
taking something out of someone's garden.
And I had my hood up.
Yeah.
Right? And I knocked on the door. The dog was barking, but no one answered the door. And I was thinking, she must be not here. I will proceed to try and figure out where I'm going to fit this egg chair into the van.
And the guards arrived.
No.
Okay.
So I started disassembling. I took the egg bit off, which was handy enough, just a clip. And then I was looking at it and I was going, I'm going to need some sort of a spanner. So as I was going to the van to get to the spanner, the lady from the house next door comes out and says, hello. And I says, oh, how are you? And she says, are you Ray? And I says, I am. She says, that's the wrong egg chair.
She said, freeze! Hands up! We have him.
I was in the wrong house. That was the wrong egg chair.
How does that make sense, Ray? How is it the wrong egg chair?
It was just another egg chair that happened to be out in the garden.
Oh my God.
I was disassembling Sabrina's egg chair.
You know, they were sitting in the front room going, he's not gone. It's okay. We'll just stay underneath the couch. Stay underneath the couch. It's Batman's nearly gone. Just let him take whatever he wants.
And the dog.
Yeah, he might ask to take you, Philip, but you might have to go with him. Okay.
So
Be strong.
Carefully put the egg chair back together.
Oh my God, how much of it had you taken apart?
I had the yolk disassembled, like.
Oh
I had
my
taken apart
God.
the people's egg chair.
Oh my God.
I thought this was our egg chair. And I was looking at it going, well, it's not what I thought
That's
it would
one of the
be.
maddest coincidences I've ever heard.
So then she says, just get out quick.
Sabrina is vicious. That's the dog now. That's the dog.
So she moved her car. I quickly reversed into her avenue, and then I seen her egg chair. And in fairness, her egg chair had a little springy thing, which the other one didn't have. So I was
delighted.
nicer. Yeah, it was kind of nice.
A nicer egg chair.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I thought you were going to tell me that you came to your senses and didn't buy an egg chair.
No.
You did?
I did. I just attempted the robbery of another egg chair.
Why an egg chair?
Because I wanted to sit out and look at the world.
But you know when you're sitting in them, they're not comfortable because you can't. Have you sat in it?
I've sat in it. It's beautiful.
Like these are the hangy egg chairs.
they're
They're
beautiful.
shite. They're the worst things ever. I hate to ruin shit all over your parade.
We have different taste in things.
Yeah, I like a good sturdy chair.
I like egg chairs and spontaneous.
You like
gathering.
egg chairs where you're kind of like this, like floating around it. Like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
lovely.
I can't plant me legs. You can't plant your legs.
No, I don't want to. I want to swing
No.
in the wind.
We'll go down to Geordie Park, man, if you want to swing. Don't be, not,
Me and
as in
Laura,
not swing like.
Big swingers.
You're big into swinging, so they're going to be swinging out of that choke any day. You want to call down to them, make sure you give them a shout.
That's all my bits,
Now-
except for Angus
Now,
Dempsey.
let's go on to your
Thank
own
you.
man to know what Angus came up with.
What did Angus want me to do?
We are in the height of the JA Championship,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, in both football and hurling. And we thought it would be hilarious for Ray to give a well-educated,
Yes.
might I say,
With my
a
father
well-educated prediction for all of ye. If you're thinking about going out perhaps and putting a bet on,
Yeah.
Ray is going to give you a prediction on some of the games that are happening this weekend.
Yeah.
And next Friday, we will come back
We'll review.
and we will see how well Ray done.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so first of all, we're going to get your
This will be
prediction.
one for an accumulator.
Yes, for an accumulator.
Yes.
So
Will we do an accumulator for Ray's prediction? See how I get
absolutely, let's do it. I don't know if that's illegal to promote betting or not, but we will figure
Oh,
that
yeah,
out.
never mind that.
No, let's do an
No.
accum. We're going to do an accum for this. Who cares? Okay, we're going to do an accumulator.
on. My ACA.
Right, an ACA,
Yeah.
based on what Ray comes up with. I'm going to give you 4 games that are going on this weekend, Ray, and on your extensive knowledge of the JA.
Yes.
Shoot.
What's the first
Here
one?
we go. In the Ulster JA Football Senior Championship at 4:45 in Tiernax Park in Clonus, Armagh are playing Tyrone.
Okay. My gut feeling says Tyrone will take that one. I just knew straight away. As you said it, you said Armagh, and I didn't have an exciting reaction. And then you said Tyrone, and I went, Tyrone.
What is it
have
about
it.
Tyrone?
Then again, in fairness, I seen Armagh getting pushed hard by Antrim, in fairness to them. Do you know? So I think Tyrone are going to take this one. I think Tyrone are going to win it.
Not that it matters, but by how much?
By how much? I think it'll be tight. It could be in the small digits. I think they'll win it in the small digits.
What are the what's the smallest digit?
The smallest digits, there could be 2 or 3 points in it.
2 or 3 points in it, okay.
But I think it'll be very tight because Armagh will give them a run for the money. Tyrone will take that one.
Tied by 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a hurling game. Okay, so in the Leinster GAA Hurling Senior Championship, Parnell Park in Dublin. Dublin are playing Wexford.
Dublin are
the
playing
referee is M. Kennedy. I'm reffing that one.
Yeah,
so I can actually pull it whatever way you want.
This is actually a very interesting fixture because Wexford, Wexford would obviously they'd be down the south, where hurling is very popular. And I don't know, is the hurling very popular in Dublin at all?
No, you do know, Ray. You know a lot about the
I don't. And to be honest with you, it could go either way, that one. Because go either way. Because the Dubs wouldn't be known for their hurling acumen.
It's not bad.
So
that's half true, yeah.
So in fairness, Wexford could pull off a surprise, but I have a funny feeling, just given the population basis of Dublin, I think Dublin will probably take it, given they've no men.
Okay, by how much?
By how much? I'd say they'll bet them by about 9 points.
Okay, well, 9 points.
Hurling.
Wow. Okay. Also, Ray said Dublin have more men. Just so you know, Ray, they can't put. It's 15 against 15. They can't put more men.
They can have a bigger selection.
Okay, now here's a good tie one. The Leinster
and it'll be raining on that day as well.
Okay, that's a big football prediction. Okay, so we have Tyrone to beat Armagh by 2 or 3 and Dublin to win by 9 against Wexford.
In the rain.
I'll give you one more. Okay?
Yeah, please. Okay.
Okay, so the next one then is, Ray, can you tell me in the Ulster GAA Senior Football Championship on the Sunday at 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Will you tell me who's going to win between Donegal and Down?
Oh.
Now, I knew I'd get you with that one. I knew that would have catch you.
But the truth is, I could never ever live in a world where Jimmy isn't winning matches.
No.
So
Jimmy's going to be winning matches.
I know he was almost not winning matches there recently, but I think Jimmy
sometimes he's been known to not win matches. Ray, also,
but the hope.
Despite what that song says,
I like to manifest the fact that Jimmy will always win a match.
And how much will Jimmy be winning this match by against?
Again, the skin of his teeth, just like the last one.
Just like that. So what? 2 or 3 points again?
About that, yeah.
Okay, so you have it here.
Yeah, won't be as bad weather-wise up there. I always like to give the old weather.
Like, I've asked Ray to predict the GAA. And all he's worried about, I wonder will it be rated that day.
No, but I'm getting feelings. I'm like my mother. My mother has some sort of a
she's like a clairvoyant, is she?
She's good at knowing. As she says, I have a good feeling on things.
No.
I know when things are going to happen. She'll wake up in the morning and she'll have a bad feeling about someone. That person will end up dead.
Look,
right?
I hope she never has a bad feeling about me.
Well, if she does, it's meant to be.
Well, you've heard it
and
here,
I know
lads.
exactly what to do. Taxidermy the shite out of you.
Yeah. Taxidermy me and then also stuff me with some kind of a device.
Yeah.
A device that senses people coming into the room and chats to you.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Just old sayings of Kendy's. So when I'm sitting in the corner of the room, you walk in and it senses and it just goes, yep. Or it just goes, how are you?
Yep.
Any crack?
But you know something? All the stuff we've recorded, I'll be able to isolate those few little bits.
Yeah.
And I'll just have them playing every now and again.
Oh, it'd be savage.
So at the funeral mass, if I stick a couple of the little powered EVs, right? Up and down the place and just have like a Dolby 5.1 surround sound job and just have little whisper going, hip,
hip. How are you?
How are you getting on?
Or just as, actually.
Yeah.
Just loads of as and ams.
And likes.
Just loads of as, ams and likes.
I don't know how many times I said am in that whole episode.
Anyway, it's Tyrone, he called.
Tyrone.
He also called Dublin by 9 points against Wexford in the hurling.
Yeah.
And he also called Donegal to do it by the skin of their Mickey. The skin of their Jimmy, if you will, against Down.
Fair play to Angus. That's a wonderful suggestion.
Yeah.
And
so there's an accumulator for everyone there.
I'll go and put that on
do
today.
it. Yeah, we're going to do it. Ray, thanks to AI Brendan and Ray, and also Maves and the Garfolk for sponsoring the show.
And Go Loud, of course, for their wonderful hosting of us. Fair play to them.
Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge and the Garavo.